Welcome to a movie recap by Claed Entertainment. Spoilers ahead. Please sit back and enjoy.
The story begins by introducing Tyler Rake, a former Special Forces operator who is on a mission on a bridge in Bangladesh. Tyler has sustained numerous wounds from a shootout with gangsters and is having difficulty walking due to a leg injury. The scene then shifts to a high school in India, where we meet a boy named Ovi Mahajan. After school, Ovi is seen riding in a luxury car with his friends. Instead of going straight home, Ovi decides to play with his friends, which earns him a reprimand from Saju, the head of security and his protector. Ovi happens to be the son of an Indian drug lord, so his safety is of utmost importance to Saju. Despite living a wealthy life, Ovi is not content because his father restricts his interactions with friends. One night, Ovi secretly sneaks out of the house to have fun at a nightclub with his friends. During the party, Ovi and his friend go to the garage for a smoke, where they are confronted by corrupt police officers. Ovi's friend is shot and killed, while Ovi is kidnapped by the police. The following day, Saju visits Ovi's father, who is serving time in prison in Mumbai, India. Saju informs him about Ovi's kidnapping, and Ovi's father becomes furious, blaming Saju for failing to protect his son. Reluctant to pay the ransom due to concerns about his reputation, Ovi's father orders Saju to rescue his son, threatening to harm Saju's own child if he fails to do so. With the family's assets frozen and no money for a specialized rescue team, Saju contemplates hiring someone to save Ovi despite the high cost. With limited funds, Saju devises a plan to save Ovi without spending more money. Meanwhile, in Australia, Tyler is seen enjoying leisure time with his friends before jumping off a cliff into a lake. As he resurfaces, he encounters Nick Khan, a beautiful woman who serves as Tyler's handler and teammate. Nick informs Tyler about their mission to rescue Ovi, the kidnapped son of an Indian drug lord. The kidnapper, Amir Asif, is a crime lord and rival to Ovi's father, and Ovi is being held captive in Dhaka, Bangladesh. Upon hearing the name Dhaka, Tyler recalls his former colleague Gaspar, who used to live in that city. Nick reveals that Gaspar has retired, and after her departure, Tyler prepares for the mission. Simultaneously, Saju also prepares to travel to Dhaka, Bangladesh. Once in Dhaka, Tyler and Nick conduct a briefing with their team, strategizing to save Ovi and predicting the movements of Amir Asif's men. During the mission, Tyler is contacted by Amir's henchmen and is taken to a different location. The kidnappers demand to see the ransom, but Tyler insists on verifying Ovi's safety first. After confirming that Ovi is unharmed, Tyler's skilled sniper comrade takes out several kidnappers, enabling Tyler to break free and eliminate the remaining captors. Tyler managed to free Ovi from his captors and swiftly took him away from the dangerous situation. Meanwhile, Amir Asif, the kidnapper, gathered some boys who were accused of stealing from him. One of the boys was cruelly dropped from a building, despite not being proven guilty. Amir then ordered Farhad, another boy, to have 2 of his fingers cut off as punishment for his theft. Just then, Colonel Rashid, the head of the local police, informed Amir that Ovi had escaped. Upon learning of Ovi's escape, Amir ordered Colonel Rashid to immediately lock down Dhaka, securing all bridges and travel routes out of the city. Meanwhile, Tyler was on his way to the pickup point with Ovi. He paused briefly to change his clothes and equip himself with combat weapons while his colleagues prepared to meet them. On the other hand, Nick and a team contacted Ovi's father's henchmen to ensure the payment was made promptly, as Ovi was about to be picked up and safely returned to India. Nick requested the transfer to be completed within 7 minutes. However, Tyler's teammates who were en route to pick them up unexpectedly came under attack. Several of Tyler's teammates, including the sniper, were killed. Unbeknownst to Nick and her team, they were tricked by Ovi's father's henchmen, who deliberately failed to transfer the funds. Saju, in a desperate situation due to insufficient funds, was the one who attacked Tyler's teammates and intended to save Ovi himself. Saju killed Tyler's teammates and attempted to eliminate Tyler as well. Simultaneously, Colonel Rashid discovered Tyler and Ovi's location and mobilized his men to pursue them. Tyler had to defend himself and Ovi against the attacks from Colonel Rashid's men, while also evading Saju's assault. In the midst of a firefight with Colonel Rashid's henchmen, Saju intervened and engaged in hand-to-hand combat with Tyler. Amidst the chaos, a car suddenly crashed into Tyler, prompting Saju to seize the opportunity and save Ovi just before Colonel Rashid's men could capture him. However, Tyler recovered and rammed Saju with a truck, instructing Ovi to get in the vehicle, and they hastily escaped. When they reached a secluded road, Tyler instructed Ovi to jump out of the truck, while he deliberately crashed it into an obstacle and set it ablaze to erase any traces. Saju, though injured, survived but lost track of Tyler and Ovi while trying to pursue them. Meanwhile, Amir, realizing that Ovi hadn't been found, ordered Colonel Rashid to mobilize all his forces to capture Ovi and eliminate Tyler. During their escape, Tyler contacted Nick and updated her on the situation. Nick informed Tyler about Saju, revealing that he was a former Special Forces operative like Tyler. Nick arranged for a helicopter to extract Tyler from the city and advised him to abandon Ovi since their contract was no longer valid. However, Tyler refused to leave Ovi behind because he was haunted by the memory of his own son, whom he had abandoned when he couldn't bear to see him suffer from lymphoma. Meanwhile, Saju, gravely injured, called his wife to inform her of his condition and urged her to take their son as far away as possible if he failed to save Ovi. Tyler, determined to protect Ovi, was provided with the extraction point location on the bridge, where the helicopter would pick them up. Despite evading Saju and the corrupt police and tactical units under Asa's control, Tyler found himself facing a group of boys led by Farhad, a young criminal eager to impress Amir. In the midst of the confrontation, Tyler contacted his friend Gaspar, a retired squad mate living in Dhaka. Together, Tyler and Ovi sought refuge at Gaspar's home for the night. In the evening, while Gaspar was away, Tyler had a heartfelt conversation with Ovi. He revealed that he had once had a son who had passed away from lymphoma. Tyler expressed his guilt for neglecting his son when he needed a father figure the most, and he was determined not to repeat the same mistake with Ovi. After Ovi's conversation with Tyler about people drowning by choice, he realizes the importance of making a conscious decision to survive. Later, when Gaspar returns, Tyler senses that something is amiss and discovers Gaspar's allegiance to Amir Asif. Gaspar discloses that there is a $10 million bounty on Ovi, offering to split the reward if Tyler allows him to kill the boy. Tyler staunchly refuses, leading to a brutal fight between the two. In a critical moment, Ovi intervenes and shoots Gaspar, saving Tyler's life. Realizing that they must work together, Tyler contacts Saju, and they agree to collaborate to ensure Ovi's safe passage out of Dhaka. Tyler devises a plan to divert attention by engaging Colonel Rashid's men, while Saju and Ovi slip through a bridge checkpoint. Tyler follows closely behind to cover their escape. The next day, Tyler initiates a shootout with Colonel Rashid's men to distract them as Saju and Ovi attempt to flee by car. Meanwhile, Nick and her armed team are also prepared to assist Tyler in rescuing Ovi. As they reach the bridge, they discover that Colonel Rashid's men are already there and have identified Saju's disguise. A fierce firefight ensues as Saju fights to protect Ovi against Colonel Rashid's forces. At the same time, Amir observes the intense battle from a distance and orders Colonel Rashid to reinforce the troops on the bridge to impede Ovi's rescue. Tyler eliminates all of Colonel Rashid's men on the street and rushes after Saju and Ovi towards the bridge. Nick and her remaining mercenaries approach from the opposite side to lend support. They engage in a fierce battle with Colonel Rashid's men, who receive air support from a helicopter. Eventually, Nick manages to bring down the enemy helicopter, but Colonel Rashid attempts to shoot down the extraction team's helicopter carrying Tyler and Ovi. Just as Colonel Rashid is about to shoot Tyler, Nick shoots him from a distance, neutralizing the threat. Despite his severe injuries, Tyler perseveres, determined to save Ovi. He instructs the boy to run to the waiting helicopter while he single-handedly eliminates the remaining soldiers. However, Farhad, seeking revenge, shoots Tyler in the neck just as Ovi reaches safety. With the assurance that Ovi is secure, Tyler falls into the river, reflecting on memories of his own son. Ovi, Nick, and the extraction team successfully escape to Mumbai, finding safety. 8 months later, Ovi is shown returning to school and preparing to swim in the school pool. He jumps in, practicing holding his breath, reminiscent of the scene where Tyler was introduced. Meanwhile, Amir encounters Nick in a restroom, and she promptly shoots him. The film concludes with Ovi resurfacing from the water, glimpsing a blurry figure resembling Tyler watching over him. The movie's moral message emphasizes the importance of cherishing and supporting our family, acknowledging that they are the most precious aspect of our lives. it reminds us not to neglect them, offering not just financial assistance, but also selfless attention and love. The film unfolds shortly after the events of the first installment, depicting Tyler Rake's arduous survival after his fall and subsequent injuries. Eventually, he is rescued and taken to a hospital in Dubai, where his loyal partner, Nick, remains steadfastly by his side, eagerly awaiting his awakening. Upon regaining consciousness, Nick imparts a profound message to Tyler, asserting that his survival must have a purpose, compelling him to embark on a quest to unravel the truth behind his miraculous escape. Meanwhile, in a penitentiary located in Georgia, an influential criminal mastermind named Zurab Radiane receives distressing news that his younger brother, David, has been handed a 10-year extension to his prison sentence. Consumed by fury, Zurab ventures to the prison to confront the government official responsible for this injustice, brutally dispatching him by impaling him with a pitchfork. Subsequently, Zurab's loyal henchmen, the Nagazi, overpower the guards and successfully extricate David from his confinement. Recognizing Tyler's need for seclusion and recovery, Nick and her brother Yaz transport him to a secluded cabin nestled amidst the picturesque landscapes of Austria, where he intends to spend his retirement. While Tyler endeavors to find solace through personal pursuits, he remains haunted by the tragic loss of his son and the disintegration of his marriage. In a heartwarming reunion, David reunites with his wife Katavan and their children, Sandra and Nina. Despite Katavan's fervent objections, David harbors intentions of inducting his son into the ranks of the Nagazi, as Sandra idolizes his father and seeks his approval. During Tyler's stay at the cabin, he is visited by a mysterious individual named Alcott, who skillfully persuades him to consider a new mission. Alcott reveals the existence of the Nagazi and their turbulent history, detailing how Zurab and David escaped the clutches of the Georgian Civil War, only to endure relentless abuse from their father. Tyler is entrusted with the task of rescuing Katavan and her children, who are being held captive alongside David in a heavily fortified prison. Determined to see justice served, Tyler enlists the aid of Nick and Yaz, commencing a rigorous regimen to prepare himself physically and mentally for the impending mission. The trio arrives at the prison under the cover of darkness, employing stealth to reach Katavan's cell. Despite encountering numerous obstacles and evading detection from David, Tyler manages to extract Katavan and her children without arousing suspicion. However, their escape prompts a commotion among the fiercely loyal prisoners, forcing Tyler to accelerate their departure. In a brief but intense altercation, Tyler engages David in a physical confrontation that culminates in Tyler fatally stabbing David in the neck. Battling their way through a chaotic riot within the prison's confines, Tyler shields the family from relentless assaults by both inmates and guards, guiding them toward Nick and Yaz's waiting van. However, Zurab swiftly discovers his brother's demise and commands his men to pursue the escaping party. A high-speed car chase ensues, resulting in Nina sustaining an injury as the group seeks refuge aboard a moving train. Relentlessly pursued by Zurab's helicopter and its accompanying mercenaries, Tyler valiantly eliminates their adversaries while shielding the imperiled family, ultimately causing the train to derail and crash. In the aftermath of the crash, Zurab identifies his brother's lifeless body, nursing a profound desire for vengeance. Meanwhile, our heroes and the rescue family gradually recuperate from the ordeal. Nevertheless, Sandro, upon learning of Tyler's role in his father's demise, seethes with anger and secretly contacts Zurab, divulging their current whereabouts. Seeking to ensure the family's safety, the team transports them to a secure safe house in Vienna. Within the confines of the safe house, Tyler shares poignant conversations about his personal history with both Nick and Sandro, the latter confronting him regarding David's death. However, their fragile respite is abruptly shattered when Zurab's helicopter closes in on their location. A startling revelation surfaces when Katavan realizes that Sandro was the one who led them to the safe house, compelling everyone to scatter and seek cover. In the ensuing chaos as the antagonists unleash a hail of bullets, Tyler successfully ushers Nina and Katavan to safety, while Yaz valiantly pursues Sandro, tragically falling victim to Zurab's assault. Boarding their getaway chopper, Yaz succumbs to his wounds, leaving Nick grief-stricken and in tears. Returning to his secluded cabin, Tyler reunites Katavan and the children with his ex-wife Mia, who arrives to offer solace to her sister and niece. In a private conversation with Tyler, Mia broaches the subject of his absence during their son's final hours, prompting him to confess his feelings of helplessness and his inability to witness his son's demise. In a fateful turn of events, Zurab contacts Tyler, who divulges his location, an airfield adjacent to a church, as a testament to his unwavering determination to confront his nemesis. Despite Nick's fervent objections, Tyler embarks on this perilous mission alone, allowing her to remain with the family and safeguard their well-being. Employing his strategic prowess, Tyler obliterates Zurab's vans and plane, leaving him with no means of escape. With unparalleled precision, he eliminates Zurab's remaining henchmen, confronting the indomitable crime lord within the confines of the church. To Tyler's shock, he discovers that Zurab has rigged Sandro's body with a bomb, ensuring that it detonates upon his demise. As the tension escalates, Nick valiantly arrives to aid Tyler, yet she succumbs to a gunshot wound while assisting Sandro in removing and disabling the bomb. Engaged in a brutal and bloody showdown, Tyler and Zurab exchange blows relentlessly. Even as he endures numerous stabs, Zurab vehemently declares his unyielding determination to kill Tyler. In a final act of self-defense, Tyler dispatches Zurab with a fatal gunshot to the head. Overwhelmed by her injuries, Nick succumbs to unconsciousness alongside Tyler, both awaiting the arrival of the authorities. Tyler and Nick find themselves hospitalized and placed under police custody. Mia visits Tyler in prison, informing him that Ketavan and the children are now under protective custody, albeit with their assets seized by the American government. Tyler instructs Mia to locate $1 million in cash at his cabin, intending to provide financial support to the family in their time of need. Later, Alcott secures Tyler's release from prison, presenting him with a new opportunity. Asserting his unwavering loyalty to Nick, Tyler insists that he will only undertake the mission as she accompanies him. In a surprising turn of events, Alcott reveals that he has already secured Nick's freedom, ultimately offering them both a chance to serve the organization he represents.
Please support me with that like button and subscribing if you enjoyed this video. It really helps me out and will give you all future video release updates. As always, thank you so much for watching, stay safe and God bless.